Welcome back to VH Drive Right. Now we've gone through the car orientation, we've gone through the pre-drive procedures, now we're going to go for our very first drive. This is the same drive that you guys are going to do tomorrow, okay, or for your very first drive here. So right now the car's already started. Now I got to put the car in motion and pull away from the curb. Just as we had pre-drive steps that we look for pre-drive steps, pulling away from the curb, putting the car in motion. So the very first thing I'm going to do is the car's already started for us. I'm going to place my foot on the brake. I'm going to push the brake down about a ½ inch. That's going to stop the car from surging forward when I take the gear selector and shift it into drive. At this point, I'm going to take the car, shift it to D on my indicator. It's ready to move forward. I felt the car engage, and now at this point, I need to do some checks. I got two hands on the wheel, and I'm going to do what we call MIB. It stands for mirrors, indicator, your turn indicator, and the B stands for blind spot. The blind spot is I'm going to look over my shoulder and out behind this brace into this window to see if there's any cars coming from behind me. Once my head turns forward, then I'm ready to pull away. There should be no delay from checking my blind spot to moving the car. So as I begin this, I'm going to indicate pulling away from the curb, so my turn signal's on. I've checked my inside mirror. I'm now checking my outside mirror, and I now check my blind spot. It's clear. I release the brake. Notice the car has started to move forward. This is called the idle. Now, anytime my foot is not actively pressing the gas pedal, we want it to cover the brake. Notice my foot is covering the brake, but not using it. So the idle is moving the car forward. Now I'm ready to apply some accelerator. So I'm going to move my foot, pivot it to the gas, rest it on that vertical pedal, and I'm going to slowly apply it, and the car starts to accelerate. One of the things that we notice here on our left is a garage door for the maintenance. We want to make sure that we're ready for any vehicles coming out of this side door. We are going to get used to using our turn signal. Notice I've applied it. We're going to use a hand-over-hand steering. I bring my hand over the top. I'm going to hold it. As the car is pointing in the same direction, I'm going to reverse my steering hand over hand and replacing my hands at 10 and 2. At this point, I'm going to use a visual search pattern. I'm going to pick my target. My target's going to be down the road, keeping myself centered. This is a one-way street, so we're going to keep ourselves centered from each side of the curb. As I approach the turn, if my speed is too great, I'll take my foot off of the gas pedal and I'll cover the brake. I've gone into a slight turn. I don't need to use hand over hand. My foot's covering the brake. I apply my signal. I'm going to look left, right, back to the left, and use hand over hand steering. This is the same route that you guys are going to do for your very first drive. I'm going to stay along the yellow line, and I'm going to make a left turn. There is a stop line. I need to stop with my front bumper even with that stop line. Once my vehicle comes to a complete stop, I count 1001, 1002. As I'm doing that, I was checking traffic to my left and my right. Again, this is a slight left turn, so I do not need to use hand-over-hand steering. And I'm going to follow this back drive around, just kind of using slight lefts and slight right turns. At this point, I'm going to use a visual search pattern. I'm going to check the target, which is about 12 to 15 seconds. Then I'm going to check a wide range, that's about 4 to 6 seconds. I'm looking for any vehicles, pedestrians, anything that might cause me to alter my path. As we come up to here, it may vary to your driver's ed instructor. They may continue straight. I've covered the brake so I can check left and right as I go through the intersection. We're looking for your eyes to definitely search through that intersection. Again, it's a series of slight left and right turns. No need for hand over hand. Always looking for your eyes searching around and also checking your speed. As I come into the turn, I might take my foot off the gas, cover the brake to assure that I'm smoothly going through this turn with not too much speed. Now, some of your instructors may take you straight. They might turn left, they might turn right. For this purpose, we're going to turn right. I've indicated, I check traffic to both sides. I'm going to use a hand-over-hand steering. I'm going to use hand-over-hand steering again for another right turn. And we're going to come back through this lot. Indicate my turn, hand over hand steering. Hand over hand steering for left turn. This is a series of right and left turns. This is good practice to get hand over hand. Indicate my turn, hand over hand steering, hand over hand reverse. We're really looking for hand over hand steering both directions. Also when we reverse our steering wheel. Hand over hand. Okay, here I'm going to check traffic to my left and right. I'm going to continue along with a right turn. That's one route your instructor may take you. The other route your instructor may take you for your first drive is where we'll actually go out on the road, and we'll do that and then conclude our drive back at the high school. Okay, coming around the turn, my speed is appropriate, 25 miles per hour for back here. That's the posted speed limit. One of the things that you need to understand when driving is gravity will affect the vehicle. As we're coming up here, especially for our first drive, this kind of sneaks up and catches us. We're actually starting to go downhill. I need to go to the brake early and start applying early to come to a smooth stop at the stop line. I indicate a right turn. I'm already starting to check traffic to my left. I come to a complete stop, 1001, 1002. I check for vehicles to my left, pedestrians to my right. This road has a median separated, so I'm not too concerned about the cars to my right. As I accelerate to 35 miles an hour, which is the posted speed limit back here, I'm checking my rear view mirror after that turn to see if there's any cars following behind me. Right now, there's no cars in the near us, so I feel pretty comfortable. If I need to make an emergency stop, that I'm not going to have any problems. One of the things we look for from our drivers is, are they seeing signs as they pass through? Here's an intersection with a crosswalk indicated by the sign. We're looking for eye movement through that intersection. This sign indicates that the median ends, and then we got a crosswalk 500 feet. All this will help you prepare for your right turn that you're going to make. Okay, I put on my right turn signal, I start applying the brake. I'm also searching the car and the pedestrian. Okay, we have the right of way because we're here first and we're making a right turn, they're making a left turn. So I can continue through my turn, hand over hand, straighten out the vehicle and accelerate. One of the things we like to see on our turns, braking into the turn and accelerating out of the turn. Get all of your braking done prior to the turn, so that leaves you to accelerate out of the turn. The speed limit, posted speed limit here by the school, in front of the school, is 30 miles per hour. Check your mirrors, and then we're going to have a right turn coming up here, turning back into the back drive of the school. This turn's a little bit tricky, and some of our students have some difficulties with this because they get too close to the curb. You want to stay far away from the curb, so I'm actually turning away from my turn, and I use hand over hand, controlling my speed, and accelerate out of my turn using hand over hand reverse steering to straighten out. At this point, I'm going to conclude my drive. I need to pull the curb, so I'm going to check my mirror, apply my turn indicator. I'm going to check my blind spot, and I'm going to pull over. That blind spot just helps us get in practice and helps us form a good, consistent, proper behavior for checking our blind spots. I've come to a smooth stop, cancel my turn signal, I shift to park. I can now take my foot off the brake. I'm going to apply my parking brake and turn the vehicle off. That's the first drive, your lesson 1 here at VHHS. So guys, if you have an opportunity to get out and practice it, it's going to be real beneficial. Definitely, watching the video is going to help you be prepared so you're not kind of caught off guard. So thanks again for watching VH Drive Right.